In this video we'll be looking at data concatenation. So when we've got part of a string or a subset of a string, we want to add another part of a string to it and maybe a number to it somewhere else and create that as a combined cell and output it to a different cell. That's what we're talking about with concatenation. So we'll be looking at how we actually do that, and we create compound strings out of individual strings. So what we'll be doing in this example, for starters, is looking at what's in our column A or column 1 here, taking the last 4 numbers there, adding the number that's in column B to it, and outputting it into column D. We'll output it first as a number. So we'll call it the sum output. So that shouldn't be all that difficult. Let's go through the steps of doing them. So we need to create a row variable again, so we can step through things. We'll set the row to 1. We'll say while we'll use our little friend is empty again. Cells row 1 is equal to false. So while we're stepping through, we'll say row equals row plus 1 before we forget to do that and send it off into an infinite loop. We'll write our end condition for our loop. And then first thing we want to do is take the last few characters from this. So we say write cells row 1, and then we want to take four characters from that, and we want to add whatever's in cells row 2 to it. And then we'll put that in cells row, and that would be 4. Okay, let's see what it does. We hit play, and what do we get? We've added the number that's in here to the part that's on there and given us these particular results. Now maybe these results need to be in a particular form with a particular string characteristic to it. Or we can very easily convert those to a string and make them something. So let's do that. We'll say cells row 5 is equal to, we'll say C string, as we did before, cells row 4. So that's now converted to a string, and then whatever else that we need to add on to it. Something like that, for example. We run that, see what we get. It's told us it's added that on and converted to a string and said this is the string. It's actually made the string for us. Now what about if we got to the circumstance where these weren't all necessarily just 4 characters at the end, it might be 3 characters at the end. Let's see what happens if we run our code as before. Here we've got a type mismatch, and the reason we've got a type mismatch is this first lot of cells, when we do the write command, what it gives us is, because we're getting 4 cells from there, or 4 characters from there, it's giving us comma 243 rather than just 243, because we've asked for 4 of them. So that won't really be adequate anymore. There's a few different ways around it. One, we can use the test is numeric, and is numeric will tell us whether it's a number or not. That's a nice safe thing to do before we actually do computations on numbers straight away, to actually work out if it's a number. The other thing that we can do, so we could put a condition in there, if is numeric, then we can do these things, and we can put an end if there, and we'll see what happens. We won't get the error anymore, but we'll just remove these and run it again because they were up there from last time. Our first one isn't done because that first one's not a numeric number anymore because we've got comma 243. We'll just restore it back again and we run it again, and yeah, we get it in there again. But there's another way we can do it as well, slightly trickier though. Rather than going with this isNumeric sort of structure and going through that, we can be a bit more clever about how we get our numbers. Rather than saying write, we can use the mid command. So we'll just create that one as a comment for the moment, and we'll say mid. We'll use the same string, and we want to specify where it's going to start. So we're looking here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th character. The 8th character is what we're really interested in. So we're going to start at character 8. And then we need to specify the length. Now if we don't specify a length there, it will just go to the end of the string. So we could just go like that. Now let's see how this goes. And here we've got 224 in there. We could even have just a single number in there, 2 for example. We hit that, we see what we get. It's given us 3 in there because it's added 1 to it.